Did it actually create a pull request? Did it? Oh my god! Hello everyone, my name is Alex, and today I am going to show you the code enhancer agent from CurieTech AI. So from my previous videos, we already did the deal with generator and the unit test generator. Now let's go ahead and try the code enhancer. Before, I have usually been updating my project here from my computer, but now I have set up my GitHub repo and everything. So let's go ahead and select my Alexander Martinez test in the main branch, and we can give a description of the task. In this case, I am going to be using the MuleSoft best practices file that I had generated in one of the videos before for Cursor AI. Because Cursor AI can use this file to make sure that it's using best practices for all of the projects. But for now, I'm just gonna copy this whole file and I am gonna use it here in Curie. So this is the description that I'm gonna add, just like all of the rules to make sure that it has best practices. And we're just gonna click submit. I already ran this, so I am going to click on submit, so just you can see what's happening and how it looks like. So it's going to just tell you the task was submitted, this is what you added, and the task is going to be in progress. So once it's done, it's going to show you the differences. So I already run it. Let me come here. Diff generated. So if I can click on this to see the diff, we can see that. But from my project, it's just a hello world application, really simple. But I am not following best practices. I have my HTTP listener configuration here in the same test.xml file. I have my properties, like my port and my host are here. You can see them. And I don't have any properties file at all. So those are the main changes that I want, that are actually described here. You can see in the description of the video, I have all the links, so you can go check them out and read them, or just pause and take a look at them a little bit. But it has more things on this side. So, but anyway, what it generated was in the test file. Oh, you cannot see a lot from there. In the test file, we have the listener config that was removed because it was added to the global, and here it was just some doc ID changes. That's fine. The POM XML had just some new lines added. I'm not sure why, but whatever. But here is the good thing. In the source main mule global.xml, it has the global property env set to local, which is what I described in my task. Then I have the configuration properties set to env properties.yaml, which is also what I asked, because it can select .yaml.properties, but I selected .yaml. And my listener configuration was moved from my test.xml to my global.xml. And the properties of host and port were actually taken and put in another file, which is my local properties.yaml. I also added in my rules that I want this file to be named environment-properties.yaml. So this is what I selected. It can be named local.yaml or whatever you prefer. Just make sure to put it in the task. And the other thing that I also put in the task was that these properties have to be strings, because YAML is very specific with that, or Mule, I don't know, but if you put here, for example, just 8081 without the quotes, then it's going to be an error, because it's going to tell you that it doesn't accept numeric values, only strings. So that is why it's important to put quotes in values that can be numeric. Like if you had ABC, for example, it doesn't really matter because it's not a number. But 8081 can be interpreted as a number. So that is why it's important to have the strings. So I generated all of those things. And then it asks you if you approve the changes or not. In my case, I selected approve. So then it created the task completed right here. So if we open that, we can see that it actually went ahead and created a pull request to your GitHub repo, which is really, really, really cool and really convenient. That way, you don't have to do anything else. So here you can take a look like the following. This is like the description of the task that you added. In my case, it was added based on the file that I had previously generated. Then it gives you a small summary of what it actually created, like the files that it added, the files that modified, and the summary of the changes. So this is actually really convenient. If you have like the GitHub repo already there, just tell Curie to create the PR with whatever changes you need. That's really cool. Because you also like can keep track of all of the changes that have been happening on your repo. So that's really cool. And then you can just like merge it and or comment or do like a comparison or whatever. And the cool thing about that is that like if you come here, we also have a code review agent. So this, you can use it to review a pull request for the provided repo, which is also cool because like they kind of complement each other. And if you really need it to like run in units or make sure that like the project runs before deploying or whatever, you can just set up your GitHub workflows, your GitHub actions, and you can add them to any PR that is created. And that way, like once Curie creates a PR for your repo, you can just like run all the necessary validations that you need before actually like accepting the pull request, which is great. All right, that is all for this video. So again, Curie is not disappointing. Curie helped make sure that my project had best practices, and it also created a pull request for me to actually go take a look at all of the changes. So this is really cool. Again, 10 out of 10 would recommend. So what are we gonna do next with Curie? Let me know in the comments whatever you want to see, or reach out to me and I will be happy to test it out for you. All right, that is all for this video. I will see you in the next video. Bye!